Welcome to the show. We're going to show you how to make the ultimate fireball drink, but not right now. Give me a second. Let that ice simmer a little bit. Let me move this out of the way. And yes, you need to have this little piece of cinnamon candy. So, we got a few things. I kind of wanted to talk about what I'm going to try as a chatterbait. We'll talk about what I've kind of used this season, but I'm going to talk about the old school, what I've used for a couple seasons before this season, kind of deal on chatterbaits, favorite colors, and that kind of thing. And we've got, have you guys ever gotten a package from Tacklewarehouse that looked like this? I hope this is the right thing that I'm supposed to be getting, but this thing looks nasty. So I don't even know for sure what's in it. But yeah, it says Tacklewarehouse. Shipping department. You guys see this? Look how chewed up that is. I always get them in a perfect box that's got the Tacklewarehouse, deal on the side. So I don't know. Maybe they're running low on boxes. I don't know. So before we get into that, I just want to talk about how my favorite chatterbait used to be a black and blue. And then season before last, when I kind of switched to the Baby Rage Menace, but like the blue sapphire, whatever they call that, blue Baby Rage Menace on the black and blue gold blade. Now, not the Thunder Crickets. The Thunder Cricket is all this season kind of deal. But so since I had bought a ½ ounce, I figured I'd rig it up exactly the way I used to fish the normal regular baits, which I don't even know if I got a regular one, but something like this guy right here. Whether it be in a jackhammer knockoff or whatever, Z-Man original, just a black and blue gold blade, and then throw on one of those, or if nothing else, like a hematoma, smallie beaver, or baby D-bomb and that bruiser, whatever kind of things, what I used to use, and then I kind of went to that. And then this season, you guys know, so far it's all been about the Screaming Thunder Cricket. So I took our black and blue gill, turned him into a Screaming Thunder Cricket, just to lighten him up a little bit, and I pulled some of the strands out, and then I added the blue on the swim-on, because I do like, I feel these swim-ons, I don't know what it is about them, if they're so thin, the way they wave in the back, and they have just a profile. Is it a fishtail? Is it a craw? Who knows what they think it is, but when you're popping that thing through the grass, they will flat out hit it. So we're going to try this color this weekend. We're going to kind of, when I do go, maybe not this weekend, the next time I go out, I'm going to kind of put these two colors up head to head, and different trailers kind of thing to try, along with a lot of other stuff. So anyway, I just thought I'd show you guys that, and we're going to get to this unboxing. And then we're going to get to the ultimate fireball drink. So let me get my knife out here. Okay, knife's pretty sharp. You guys didn't know that was a knife, did you? Depends on your definition of a knife, if you're a Democrat or not, I guess. I don't know. So let's get into this. No politics. Leave the politics out, the forward-facing sonar. We don't need it. We're not dealing with it right now. So let's get into what did I get from Tacklewarehouse. So you guys know the deal. I was running low. I could have bought them anywhere, but since I was getting enough stuff to get past a $50 deal, I was out of peanut butter and jelly zinkers. I was down to my last one, so I figured I'd just order a pack of those. They do work. And then the Boss baits, I don't really need these. I've got a few. You can see the tail end of them right over here. Bluegill skirts left, but that is the, hopefully they got it marked. No, they didn't even put the mark, but they didn't put what it is. But this is actually what they call the Hollywood craw. And I don't know which one I got left over here. Let me see. Okay, yeah, I think this is, you probably can't tell, but the Hollywood craw and the bluegrass are very close, slightly different, but I kind of like the Hollywood craw over the bluegrass, so I got another 5-pack of those. I should have another, yeah, and then I got my bluegill 2 from Dirty Jigs, just so I'd have, as you guys know, some of my Screaming Thunder Crickets, the skirtings are getting worn down, so I just wanted to have plenty enough skirts to go around to keep these boys covered up, you know what I'm saying? So now you guys can see this one sneaking out on the end there. Let's go, do we want to go with those first? Oh no, wait, I did also get, just to try it, I got a pack of the fatties just to see if I like those as a trailer. I don't think I will, but I just wanted to get a pack and put them up against basically the same exact color in a Zinkers with the fatties as a trailer. And I might try these by themselves to see what they do, because a lot of guys I think are using these by themselves too. But anyway, pack of those. So before we go to full chatterbait mode, let's go to chatterbait trailers and we'll see what I got here. Well, chatterbait and just jig trailers in general. So let me set this box out of the way. It's just got chatterbaits left in it, I think. Okay, yeah. So if you remember right, I already bought a couple packs of these because they were out of the white and I wanted to get the other one. So we're going to try these on some of our jigs, right? The Helicross. I just briefly tried them on the back. I don't think I'm going to like them on the back of chatterbaits. Technically, you could rig them on there or back of swim jig or jigs is the main thing I got them for. And so far, this color is just way too bright right now, I think anyway. This color is definitely darker than the pack I bought from Cabela's. So the thing about Z-Man, on everything other than the Zinkers, they tend to not have a bunch of color selection. But the Helicross Bomba Bug, this one doesn't look, I think this may have a little play here and there, but I think on a black and blue jig, I'm going to try that one, and then this on some of the other, you know, more natural colored jigs, I guess. And then also got the deal probably on some of those bait fish colored swim jigs or whatever. Anyway, I wanted to try those, and I got to get out the gremlins. I've also bought every color gremlin they have that I got to get out and try to utilize and just play around with. But so far, I'll be honest, other than Zinkers and the finesse worms, which I'll show you my favorite color because I was just looking at it earlier, that you can't get anymore. Other than the worms from Z-Man, I keep striking out. I try them every couple of years, and from the palmetto bugs, which I have over here, and all that kind of stuff, they stay on forever, but they don't get bit worth the darn, in my opinion, compared to some other soft plastic. So just to give them their little try, we've got, and I got the white over there also. Not every color they make in these, but enough to, I'm going to try them around between chatterbaits, jigs, swim jigs, and see what I think. So I wanted to get enough to go by, but then ones that I know I do like. So I bought some that I didn't technically have. What is going on here? Oh, that's a different color. So I know I like these, so I bought another pack because I'd only bought one pack of these bigger ones. The green pumpkin flamethrower. I definitely like that. It sometimes it's a little too much, but it does get bit. Works excellent on when they're in that orange mood. That's an excellent trailer on these bluegill colored chatterbaits, possibly swim baits also. And then I wanted to try that's the first time I've seen it in person, that sweet potato pie. That might be even brighter than those. So I thought it was going to be darker, but it almost looks like it might be, it looks brighter. Just glancing out in the package, that looks like a way brighter color. I was hoping it was going to come out darker than those by a little bit. And a lot of times you just got to look at the, you just got to, oh my goodness. You just got to open them up and look at the tail section and see what that looks like. So let's just open up a pack real quick. Real quick, yeah, these are kind of a little more intensified than I was really expecting. So as you can see, well, this one's bent. And that one's, yeah, that one's got some kind of gunk already on it. But just out of the 3 I pulled out, these 2 are almost, well, no, they're all different. So that'll just give you different options. If you guys know the deal, I cut all of these ribs off, and then I cut it about in half just behind the eye, and it's about the right size. You end up with your hook sticking out here. You don't have as much sticking out. That dude needs to set somewhere where he straighten up and fly right, buddy. So anyway, that's not a, it's just got that plasticky smell to it. But I'm sure they'll also have a time and place. And then I wanted to try the hematoma color. So let's just open these up. It's another one of those colors that you just don't really know, depending on what pour, how it was, sometimes what the tails could be like. You could end up with a very dark, it's got a little enough blue, that could be, so like the one I just showed you, that like sapphire type blue, and then you have something like this, but kind of in between that, just black with the blue flake kind of thing, right? So anyway, I will utilize all these, cut them down to, I guess I've shown you guys that before, right? I'll show you on this one. So yeah, before I use them, I cut all that ribbing off and cut it down like I said, so it ends up fitting on like something like that. And a guy could actually go even a touch shorter if you wanted. I don't like a lot sticking out in the back. Now I tried them, they do work long, but I feel like that you'll lose these more often the longer you leave them. I can't say that it necessarily like, oh, you're going to get more or bigger bites if you leave them longer, so I just shorten them up almost as short as you can. We're going to leave that dude out. Okay, that's enough about trail. I'll leave that open for now in case I need to get in there. Enough about trailers and soft plastics and Elastec. So let's go with the only 4 true like baits that I bought, just because they had their little 4th of July sale going on, so we could get them cheap enough, right? $7.99, whatever they were, under 10 bucks. So since I'd only ever bought, I guess I could show you guys. I'm keep moving stuff. So I only bought that dude in a 3/8 minimax, and I only bought a couple of these guys in a 3/8 also. So you got the full size and then the minimax, and then I also have several minimax in the 1/4 and a few more of those in the 3/8. I figured I might as well buy the 1/2 ounce. So we've got a 1/2 ounce in the bluegill and a 1/2 ounce in that, is that bomber craw? Is that what they call it? Yeah, bomber craw. So hang on, we'll open them up. And then, so those are my 2 favorite colors out of the Evo lineup. So I got 1/2 ounce in both of the regular full size. So let's open them up. I think I just want to compare the head size to the half ounce, 3/8, way bigger looking head. You guys see the difference in that head size? So hang on. Let's open up. We'll be able to compare. Oh my God. This has that old school wrapper type feel to it. 1/2 ounce. Hang on. We'll compare 1/2 ounce to 1/2 ounce mini, and then 1/2 ounce to 3/8 on the minis also. So let me just get my knife again. Pop this staple out, do a little cut job, and voila. There, give me that piece of skirt. So let's compare. That's the minimax, ½ ounce, and it's just like a big chunk of head and a little bitty old hook. Let me take this off just so we can see the hook size compared to that size of that head. This will definitely. I've had the 3/8 minimax, but I've not bought a ½ ounce in the minimax, or this is the first Evo minimax. Look at that. Head size of that hook, it almost seems like off. There's a 3/8 beside it, and then so the blades are smaller, but the head look like identical. You know, if you get the half, it's going to have the same size head, just with the smaller blade and length and everything of the hook. But the overall thickness of the hook, I think, is identical. I think it's the same thickness. It looks like it. I know if I read the paperwork, it probably is. But you can definitely see, and I'll hold them up the other way too. The 3/8 to the ½ ounce. So what I'm hoping is that, like this little dude, I'm hoping this little dude is a digger in that grass and comes through pretty good. Sort of smaller version, but like what our Screaming Thunder crickets do. That's why I wanted to get the ½ ounce. A couple of colors in those elites, and then also these ½ ounce in the regular size, just because 3/8 up dancing around in the summertime, or just in times when the bite's a little tougher. I wanted to have those, and these are definitely colors I've used that already have gotten hit and worked, and that bluegill color just works because we've already tried it, and either the custom or the pro is almost that identical colors, different head shape, and but overall same kind of colored head and color skirting, and it definitely works pretty good. We've used it for three years now, something like that. So anyway, we might as well take this last dude out. I plan on getting, what's going on, Frank and Michael? I plan on getting a couple other colors and the like natural shad and white colors, but I'll be honest, right now those colors aren't working for me. So I've kind of been avoiding them. My goodness. Oh well, we're gonna leave that on for now. So there. What's funny is there's the regular size 3/8, and there's the mini max beside it. Actually, just at first glance, I mean, it looks like a bigger bait. This has got a shorter skirt, and you can kind of play and manipulate with the skirt, and then the length or size of trailer you put to change how you want this to, how big or little you want it to be, kind of deal. Because I also thought about just adding some more weight, because I like to, in my opinion anyway, I could add more weight right here in lead by like just add one bigger, like the little squeeze on or whatever weights. The thing I like about these right here over the minimax is just the fact that that keeper, I like it actually better. That's my favorite keeper on any of these chatterbaits so far. And the minis just have the, which this one does work fine, but, and there's not a lot to play with, but I actually prefer the regular Elite Evos as the best all around. Because when you put one of them trailers on, they just, I don't know, you can kind of go up and over that. You don't even really need to even worry about getting it all the way up onto that thing, because just once you get it up and over that, it's pretty much locked on pretty good. So anyway, dude, get back there and straighten up. Add a little heat to that. So let's just, while we're here, while we're doing a little live stream, so we've got our little bit heavier ones now. They're going to be for the, you know, getting down a little deeper. Then you got your 3/8 on all the different sizes. We've got the mini still, the regular one. I'm trying to just pull out just the Elite Evos. We got that color. This color and the hot snakes, man. And I was telling Charles that, and he I don't think he's really done very well either. He did catch a few on a copper truce worm, but I would swear that like the more green, lighter green or chartreusey type color you add, that what we've been fishing anyway, it's like a negative effect on the hits you'll get compared to a lot of times, you know, it used to not be like that. But so that, and I know these got it right here, but just that little hit on the head doesn't seem to be as big a deal as when you have all this lighter one. Because I'd say between that bait right there and where's it at? This hot snakes one, these are all quarter. They're the two least to get bit. And like I would try them with, where did I put it? Several trailers, but I thought them smaller swim-ons, you know, on either one, just running it out the back. And when I've tried it on this one and on that one, like, you can't get hit. And some of our water's pretty murky. Like, I think it's, you know, stained up enough that it would work, but I still think this may be my favorite color of all of them. It's just that normal minimax. So, like I said, I got two of those. We've got the regular one and the minimax, but it's about the same shape as that hot snakes. They're my least two favorite colors. And then this color, like at the very beginning when it was real cold, the water was cold, I felt like I could get hit with this one, and then it kind of slowly faded away and didn't get hit as much. But I think that is all. No, that's not all. And then we've got these, and those are 3/8. So we've got two of the regular Minimax bluegill in quarter, two and 3/8. We've got that dude in 3/8. Those two and 3/8, and then now we have two of these in half, and that. And I know I don't even. That's just what we've got in the Elite Evos and Minimax and Elite Minimax, all that kind of stuff. Not counting all the other littler off-brand ones we've got that are close to what a Minimax is and all that. Not counting the big blades. Not counting the Thunder Crickets, that there's a bunch of those already, and probably 100 plus of the different knockoff baits. So the one thing though, and what's funny, the one bait, and I know some of you are like, well, that's just because you throw it more. No, but I'm telling you, when I get out on the water, the one best chatterbait is like that bluegilly type color with either the Swim On in Junebug Candy or one of those orange, green pumpkin and orange Zinkers. One of the two is usually the best color for that day. and I've tried it with, like I've gone back to try and, I tried black and blue the one day, and just some other colors that would normally work, the be height to light type color, no matter what, even like our spot remover. Like I said, the lighter colors don't seem to be working, but then even some of my old standby color. The only color really I'm looking at it that I really haven't even thrown are like these. Every once in a while, but I've never really got on like that work the whole day. There's just times when that purplish color seemed to kick in. You could try it, and when the other colors weren't working, and you could catch some chatterbait fish on that. But anyway, so that's our, I don't even know what I'm gonna, next time I go out, I think I'm gonna try these little guys first. So if you remember right, we're gonna go with, we're kind of going downsizing the next time I go out because it's hot. So I'll probably go out guns blazing, buzzbait. Oh, I got a trick I'm gonna show you, a little trick pony I made again. So I'm gonna try it. But we're going to kind of go with what we know works, and then once the sun comes out and the morning starts to fade away, we are going to go downsize to try some of the smaller chatterbaits. Of course, we'll still throw probably baby brush hogs, maybe a couple different zinkers, and then some of them small jigs. You guys remember what I was talking about? I guess in case you didn't watch last night's, was it last night's? I'll just cover these up. Sorry guys, got smashed. Some of these smaller jigs like that I have and I've had. I forget what they call those little dudes, the jewel ones or whatever. And then we've got these that we got from AliExpress that aren't very big. We've got any of the little bitsy bug type ones. We've got the little Denny Brower. These are, I believe, the 1/4 ounce structure jigs. We've got a few different colors. I think this peanut butter and jelly, black and blue, maybe another color, and then some of these little finesse type jigs. But I think we're going to downsize with the jigs. We've got several of the smaller trailers that we can use for that. But I also took our buzzbait that broke, if you guys remember right. Had that buzzbait that snapped, 1/2 ounce. Blades no longer attached, so I bent that around to kind of make a grass piece type deal to try. I know this is funky. I was afraid to bend it too much more, so I'm going to probably kind of incorporate deal. I may tie directly to it, but I may also incorporate, slide this on, and then just put my snap on, and it'll hold it right there at the edge kind of thing, just like you would when it was a buzzbait. But anyway, I'm curious to try that to see if it'll work and to try that color. And if this just is all wonky and doesn't straighten up and fly right, my plan is to come home, take that off, put it on to kind of like we did with the black and bluegill, put it on an actual Screaming Thunder cricket just to try that color as a chatterbait. Now the other one that I still have that works, I'd actually at some point in time last year or the year before, whenever I first got them, I peeled all the white strands off, and I may do the same thing with this one. But anyway, I thought I'd show you guys that. I'm going to try it. So now, before we get out of here, because I'm getting thirsty, and thank you guys for watching, and feel free to comment right now and then when the thing's over. But I know some of you guys have been waiting. You're like, Charlie, how do you make your fireball? Well, first of all, we got to wait long enough for a bug to fly and land in it, because it's not really good until you add the protein. But this is just one of those cinnamon candies. I don't know if you guys have Dollar Trees around you for, well, they're $1.25 trees now. But for $1.25, you get this huge pack of these little cinnamon candies. Now, here's the trick. You got to get a cold, refreshing Diet Coke. Hopefully, it's not cooled down too much. And then cold Fireball. It's still a little cold. And you got to take the lid off your Fireball. All right, here you go, and do it this way. You got to have the Diet, if you're left-handed, Diet Coke over to the right. I'm right-handed, so it's important. You got to get the Fireball just right. So hopefully nobody shook the Diet Coke up. So here's the trick to this. you got to take and pour your Diet Coke in, and then you got to just sprinkle the Fireball. See that? It's a trick, I'm telling you guys. Okay? This is how you get that. And so right when you're about to end, before you get done, then you just got to sample it. Get it up there. Oh yeah. It's coming out perfect. Just the way I like it. Oh yeah, just hit it all. Hit it all. Shoot it all right there. Then get a shot of that. Oh yeah. Now we're talking. Now it's a party. I put probably a little too much ice. I got just a hint of Diet Coke left. If you time it right, if you get all the mathing and all the science worked out, it's a perfect little blend of Diet Coke and Fireball. Uh-oh, it's getting overboard. Hang on. So yeah, that's how you make it right there. Fireball by itself is probably a little too much. It's kind of like hot sauce. If you go to a Mexican restaurant, which we just went to, if you guys ever been to Habaneros out in Lee Summit, it's the one with the yellow airplane that crash landed on top. Just got done eating there. But if you ever take like the hot sauce and you just put a little bit in the mild, right? Because you know, pure the hot sauce, first of all, it doesn't really taste that great, but sometimes it's too hot. So that's kind of the deal with the Diet Coke and Fireball. Cinnamon Coke. So anyway, what does it say on Fireball? Oh, it says something. I guess it's not on this thing. It's got like a little catchphrase. Anyway, any questions about Fireball or Screaming Thunder Crickets? Hello, Jessica Landry. Anyway, let me put the jigs are up. Let me put them up. I'm in the process now of the heat to try to downsize some of my stuff, and I don't know, for those of you, also if you're watching right now or whenever you watch this, if you are a loser, meaning you fish with lose rods, reels, whatever, comment below like what you use. Do you like lose rods and reels, or just the rods, the reels, or what? So far, I really only, well, some of the reels are good, but I'm thinking about just going all Daiwa just because. I've already more or less decided, unless I talk myself into getting, I'm still trying to talk myself in or out of getting the Metanium DC for the Poison Adrenaline, because every reel I put on this, other than the Steez Limited, I just, like, this is an excellent combo. With the Zillion, it'll fling baits out there. It works good, but I always end up leaving it behind. I don't take it with me. I know when I first got the Poison Adrenaline, I put one of these, actually, I think it was this one right here that I've demoted down to the Conquest with the BFS spool right now. But I put this reel on it, 7-to-1. It wasn't shallow spool, but I switched out. I put a shallow spool in it, put this deep spool in the regular reel that I had on this Super Destroyer at the time. And that was, I went on a tear that first month or two. I caught some like 5-6 pound bass like right and left. I'm like, wow, the Poison Adrenaline is lucky. So I think I need to probably go back to that or just get the Metanium DC, but I can't talk myself into it because here's the thing. Every time Brew Tank can attest to this because he got the last Shimano I had, I sold it to Brew Tank. I get Shimanos and I put them up against the Daiwas, and it's like, yeah, maybe, I don't know. Did I get a few more feet with the Shimano? Did I not? But then the ease of use, just day in and day out using them, and just how they feel, I always talk myself right out of the Shimanos and get rid of them. So why do I want to spend $350, $400 on a reel that I know, you know, 3/4 of a season or by next season or over the winter, I already get tired of it kind of deal and sell it. Because I know one thing though, I'm not buying any more 6-3-1. So this is excellent reels, the new Tatulas, but that 6-3-1, I think I'm trying to talk to myself, do I want to even go try it one more time or not? So I think I'm going to leave it on the blade, try it one more time, but it's definitely, it just limits what I can do with the blade now, in other words. So I tried it over this last weekend. I threw some buzz baits with it. It'll still, you can still reel fast enough to get a buzz bait to lift up fairly easy. It's just not as easy with 8-1-1 or 8-3-1 or 8-5-1. I actually like the high 7-1 or the low 8-1 is just what I really like. Like an 8-5-1 is good, but I prefer like an 8-1, which I think is that what some of these diodes are. I can't remember. Let me look. Yeah, so the Tatula, its high speed is 8-1-1. And then I don't fill the spool up all the way. I didn't on this one, and I didn't on this one either, and I probably should have, since it's only 6-3-1. I probably should have filled it all the way up to get that full rotation out of it, inches per turn. But this thing, I like the speed, that 8-1, or some of these, if you can get it, like the 7.5s aren't bad. The 7, I think they make a 7-8-1 in certain reels. But yeah, like the new, like these reels, the 8-5-1 on the Steve's Limited, I don't know, and you're probably going, you can't even tell the difference, Charlie, 8-1 or 8-5. I'm telling you, I think I can. I think I can tell that I just like those low 8s, high 7s is that sweet spot for me, and how I feel like I can slow it down when I need to, and then it's got enough to when I need to, crank one in fast, it's got the speed. I definitely don't like, I had the Zillion 10, way too much. Like, you can't slow down enough for most baits. If you're only using it and you have a dedicated like flipping and pitching type, scenario like that where you're throwing it out, as soon as it hits where it's going or hits bottom, you're jangling a little bit and then reeling it right back. But I don't like to, almost none of my combos are strictly for that. I like to, use them for various things, so that, in my opinion, that low 8, high 7 is that all-around best speed for a reel. I'm just not a slow cranking person, to where I've seen several guys, they like that 6 or a 7 and they stay right in that area. But I haven't been in that area or happy with that area since way back in the quantum burner days, when that was as fast as you could get, pretty much. That dude needs to stay put. I need to turn on my heater. Heat that dude up. So if you guys have any questions about chatterbaits, I could be your guy, possibly. If you have any questions about spinnerbaits, I'm probably not your guy. But I could be, because I do like I tried it over the weekend, but I couldn't get on a spinnerbait bite. But the SV3 knockoffs are still available on AliExpress, so I would recommend those to you guys. They're still fairly reasonable. And that's another thing on AliExpress I'll talk about real quick. We unboxed a few things yesterday. Unfortunately, like, I went back today and was looking through stuff I'd purchased before, whether it be drag clickers or whatever. And then a lot of stuff you'll come across, like, they just won't sell it to you. They won't ship it here. It says not able to ship to your location, kind of thing. So, not in the United States. We can't buy the newest Tatulas. You can still get the black one, I think, the older one. But these new Tatulas, I went to the spot where I bought mine. I gave like $177, not for this one. This is the one that came off eBay. Or no, this is it. Yeah, this is the one I bought, and I added some of the stuff to it. But I bought that from AliExpress for $177. They're actually even cheaper right now, but they won't ship them to you. Or you got to watch. I'll go to some of the stuff where I bought before, and it was either free shipping or over $10 was free. And I click on it, and it takes you there, and it lists it for the price. And you're like, oh, wow, they're still there, and I can still get it. And then you look down shipping, it's like $57. I'm like, get out of here. Like, what's going on? So that's one of the reasons why I hardly ever, unless somebody really comes on there asking me and tell me they can't find it, I don't. First of all, I don't get paid by anybody. I'm not in cahoots with anybody, especially any of the communist Chinese over there. And I don't get paid anything to list the links for it other than to try to help you guys out. But I'm telling you, even worse now with the whole tariff thing, is you never know which at any given second that store on AliExpress is going to be the best buy or what the shipping's going to be and all that kind of stuff. So you just need to go in there looking around. If you want to look for a Tatula, type that in, just search around, scroll all the way to the right, click on find similar, or just scroll down, find one that, maybe it's not even the Tatula you're looking for, but a Tatula reel, click on it, scroll down, and then it'll take you to different ones. The Salamandura is still the best reel going for it. It does come with the drag clicker and everything else. It's basically a Tatula, or it's actually the exact same frame that the Kage is, but this is shaped different. Tune, take a shot. No, I was gonna take a shot, but not. This is only Tuesday. I gotta wait a little bit. Maybe I should take shots up for him at Chipotle. But no, I've decided. I used to go to Chipotle every Tuesday night. It was like religion. What I used to do, go to Chipotle on Tuesday night, watch 1 or 2 episodes of The Walking Dead. Went all the way through The Walking Dead. Walking Dead, it's done, right? So then I'd look for a movie, because if you guys remember, some of you may be old enough to remember Blockbuster videos. Tuesdays is when Blockbuster used to get new, like there would be new movie releases out on video were Tuesday. So I'd go to Blockbuster. That's, I think, where my whole Chipotle, I'd get Chipotle and then watch Blockbuster, go to Blockbuster, pick out 2 or 3 movies, only watch like one that night, but then the others on the weekend have them back by the whatever time, but then get like Chipotle. But now, anyway, enough about Blockbuster video. They should bring it back. But anyway, I think I'm going to start going to Hawaiian Bros. Do you guys have Hawaiian Bros around you? Technically, you're not getting as much like the variants of food, but I think their chicken, the flavor of their stuff is actually better than even the Chipotle honey chicken at Chipotle right now. And Chipotle is always changing all their stuff around. Hawaiian Bros, you can usually go get the same stuff. I do like their macaroni and cheese. I like their rice. The flavor of their chicken is very good. They've got a few different flavors. They got a new spicy one out I haven't tried yet. Javier said it's very good. So anyway, I think Tuesday nights are going to be when somebody's not wanting to go out and eat somewhere. I think I'm going to switch to do Hawaiian Bros. So yeah, just thought I'd throw that out there. Worthless information that you didn't need to know, but now you're happy you do know. What else do I want to talk about? So I'm going to try small jigs the next time I go out. I may not go out this weekend because I think starting tomorrow it's going to be like 94. And then there's a slight chance I'm going to go fishing Thursday night. There could be storms coming through. The high is supposed to be under 80 because of the cloud cover and the fact there could be storms. So I'm going to look at my window I get when I get off work. I may run out and fish for 3 or 4 hours, until like dark, or I get ran out by thunder and lightning kind of thing. And then not this weekend, because this weekend's looking like clear skies, mid-90s. And I'm like, that is not for me. If I do go out, it'll be 5:30 a.m. till probably 10, maybe 11. I always end up going out, saying I'll leave as soon as I get uncomfortable, but then I always end up staying another 2 hours, just feeling like miserable kind of feeling. And the fish are not biting that good. Usually around that time, I mean, you can still catch them, and I still can force feed them chatterbaits. I can force feed them some of the baby brush hogs, and I've tried a few other different things, but it's just the bite is definitely, the water temps are like mid to high 80s, literally. It start out, you get there every morning, it's like 84.5 degree water temps, and it gets to like 87, almost 88, and it's like, that's just hot. The fish are hot, we're hot, it's just hot out right now. The summertime funk is like in effect. So then it never fails when you do get hit they hit it weird. They're not real. It's weird. Like you'll get one hit it so hard that it almost knocks the rod out of your hand and it's gone. And then you'll get some that eat it so fast that they're almost hooked too deep. And then you'll get others that you just hook on the outside that were just hitting it, trying to kill it kind of thing. It's like they're like all over the place on the bite kind of deal. So that's what I think I was running into. Started about a month ago, and it's only gotten worse now. It's like, oh my goodness. It's like you really need to have that kid mindset to where you don't even realize. I think the more sensitive rod nowadays on this type of period actually hurts more than it helps, because I think they're gonna eat it, but they're gonna want to whack it and whack it again. Like they almost like they're so hyper and in a bad mood that they're wanting to whack it a few times before they grab a good hold of it or something kind of deal. So I think that's all. Let me talk about this combo real quick. Hey, come here. Here's another combo that, man, I just want to like it, but I think I'm going to try to suck because I think I can get pretty good money out of it. So that's the Elite TI, 6'10", medium heavy. And this medium heavy, I just do not like this rod near as well as the 6'10" medium heavy KVD jerkbait rod. I've tried to go out. This one looks cooler, looks better. It doesn't really feel any better. If anything, actually, the other one just feels a little bit better in hand, but this looks better by far. It just has that carbon fiber look. The reel definitely is a better reel than the one I've got on that Hypermag is definitely not quite the reel this is, but I stuck this on that other rod. It just looks weird. They're just too far. This is like super dark. It's super silver light. It's a total mismatch. The Hypermag works about as good as this reel, though. I added clickers to both of them. But everything about this, I should like it, and I go out and fish it, and I just kind of like the Poison Adreno with any other reel than that Steve's Limited. I always end up not fishing it as much, setting it to the side. It just doesn't have quite the feel that I like in that jerkbait one. And then once I'm bouncing something on the bottom, it's like hands down this, whether it's the 802, running 10-pound test, throwing a little bit smaller baits and hook type stuff, those NRX Pluses, they just cannot be beat. The Super Destroyer, whoa, that wasn't a Super Destroyer. That was the purple rod. But they can't be beat for that just soft plastic Texas rig or shaky head, just that other stuff. But when you're getting into like a little bit more true jigs and stuff, 3 does a pretty good job, but the Super Destroyer just kicks in. I like the way it feels out using it, but also that new GLX I got, I like it for jigs too. I like it for everything. It's got me to the point where I've already been looking on Land Big Fish. You can get so that's an 803. You can get the 843, I believe, like $385. You can get the 842 for $385. I've been debating about getting one or the other. So instead of 6'8", it's 7-foot rods. But I've been debating about getting one or the other of those. Probably the lighter one, just because then I could utilize it for some lighter stuff. Because I do like the overall feel, action, and all that. So yeah, I think I'm going to get out of here, guys. 50 minutes. Keep it around there. If you have any questions, let me know. I've still got 2 days worth of fishing to edit, so probably be just 2 different videos. When I went out last Saturday with Charles, and then when I went out by myself on Sunday, both very hot days. Caught enough fish. I technically could have had a morning and an afternoon, but they're probably going to be like a 30 to 40 minute video, just kind of the morning bite and grind, just to kind of highlighting the tougher conditions, that it's gotten hotter, but you can still catch them. It's just it's definitely not like pre-spawn, and then post-spawn it's like they're in that kind of kind of weird time. You almost need that either the morning or cloud cover, which we had. So I started out sort of on fire on Sunday, and I kept thinking a storm was coming, and it missed us, and then the bite kind of laid down to where I still caught a few, but that morning it was working due to the front like approaching, and it ended up just going like whoop. I don't know by how many miles, but I never did see or hear anything to do with thunder, lightning, not even high winds. It was very cloudy, overcast to where the sun wasn't showing, and then once the sun popped out of the clouds, it seemed like the clouds couldn't keep it covered again long enough to where you could start feeling comfortable. So I cut the day short, kind of deal. So yeah, I'm gonna go finish my fireball. Maybe not finish it, but wow, how we just went from 15 people back to 9 people back to 15 people. Is all it took was this? Show the fireball, and they come. They're coming out of the woodworks. They want to know, where'd you get that fireball at? I'm trying to think while I got you guys here. I always end up ending these live streams, even though I stretch them out way longer than I should, not talking about something I should have talked about while I had you guys all here. All now 15 of you. So let's talk about the baits and the hooks. So I want to show you guys real quick. I don't have any of the actual owner hooks to compare them to, but this is, I'm not really proud of this box, but this is all I ever really use on what I call like my terminal type tackle. They got the shaky head jigs and a few different sizes. These at one time used to be my favorite, those VMC, because they're just a little bit stouter than the finesse rugby jigs. Somewhere. Oh, that's just a rugby jig in a smaller size, and it is a nightmare to get hooked up. I don't like these. But since you can't get them anymore, I may have to utilize them at some point. But these actually work pretty good for that Z-Man stuff. Like Tacklewarehouse made this big deal about how they went in cahoots with the Z-Man. They got a ball head with a deal on it, and it's like, awesome, man. And we needed that. And I'm like, dude, the VMCs have been making this little half moon dude in a 16th ounce, 8th ounce, or whatever, and it works just fine. You just rig up your worm on there like this. That Last Tech, the finesse worms, like I showed you guys earlier. Why did I put that down there? Like, probably not a very great idea for like the true zinkers, but like a true, shaky head worm. And these, the worms. This is an excellent head to work. I got a whole bunch. I bought quite a few packs and then ended up switching out. I don't even know if you can get these anymore. This was also another excellent choice from Bagley of all companies. I don't know if they just were, somebody made them for Bagley, but you could get those for a while. And these work pretty good for Last Tech too. But I've used all, let me find the right ones. All of these, and I originally kind of landed on these I like the best. You could put the regular shaky head, smaller worms. You could put the zinkers on here. They definitely have some give to them, but I'm telling you guys right now, 10-pound test, you're not going to straighten that at all. It looks awful flexy, but I caught my personal best largemouth bass on one of those with a sprayed grass. I think it was sprayed grass, zinkers. I don't think it was purple haze. I think it was sprayed grass. And what I'm going to call it almost 8 pounds. I think my scale was off, but almost 8-pound largemouth bass. And you're looking at that and you're thinking, dude, how did that pull in that big a bass? But when you got your drag set right, those work. But the hooks I just started getting. So I'm still trying to figure out. I have no clue where these came from. I can't remember. But I had these. Maybe they came from AliExpress way back when. And I'm like, well, that silky gray from Owner, I wanted to I was about ready to buy some, and then we've also got the core tackle deals down here. I do not like these so far, those Ozark rigs or whatever. So anyway, I ordered some of these different. I saw them on AliExpress, and they call it something to do with the PT, some coating or whatever. But they look just like those owner hooks that just like what the Thunder Crickets come with, and all that kind of stuff. And they're only. So I just got I think it was this is the 1/0, $1.65 for 10. So under $2 for 10 very good hooks. So over the last few weeks, I just had rigged up the 3. I think it's a little big for the baby brush hogs, but I hadn't got the 1/0 in yet because I ordered a 3/0 and a size 1. And I thought the size 1 were going to be, which if I can get them out here. I thought the size 1 were going to be what I wanted and needed because I thought they were going to be like these, and I wanted to get more of them because I didn't even know what these were. So the 3, these are the 1/0. Hang on, I'm trying to get these all sort of. The 3/0s are just not connected. Oh my goodness. So anyway, I was just trying to show you guys the difference. So there's what the size 1 is. Here is what I had. And they're just a little bit, I think it's just their version, whatever company this is, their 1/0s are a little different. So it's not a huge difference, but there is a difference between the size 1 and the 1/0. So for those little bitty crawls, where are they at? I have one here somewhere. So like for these little dudes that we got from AliExpress, I've got a bunch of these still. That size, somewhere right in there, is probably, like those were just a little too, the size 1 is a little too small, but I think the 1/0 is a perfect size to, it's not a huge hook, so it shouldn't distract the fish right. And then, but it's still enough to get the meat to get some hooks on them. So for that, and also I think the baby brush hogs, now when you're dealing with that mid or the full-size brush hogs, I'll probably just stick with the 3/0. And also if you're doing, I think the 3/0's all you need for like the regular beaver style stuff. Like, let me see. I cut that dude shorter, but yeah, like a sweet beaver, probably too big for a smaller beaver, but like your sweet beavers, your fuzzy beavers, and what the D-bombs and all that kind of stuff, I think that's a perfect size. But yeah, AliExpress, couple under $2 for 10 of them. Can't go wrong. This bait, I'm still trying to figure out how, just to rig it where it looks kind of right, or how they swim. So I'm kind of up in the air with all that core tackle stuff. The baits I've bought so far, I'm just not overly impressed with at the moment. I thought I'd show you guys those. I know I need a little different organization. I need to do away with most of this. Like, look at these dudes. Half this stuff, I never even get it out and use it. Like, look at these little Ned baits. Just put a little TRD on that. You know, peanut butter and jelly one. Throw on this peanut butter and jelly little deal. But I just don't ever get that finessey nowadays. And I've got my normal Ned heads in there. Then I bought these. And I still haven't really busted them out and really tried them good. These little dudes looked pretty good. And you could actually use them even on these little deals if you wanted to. Or the Z-Man things. But that you kind of really need like Z-Man Elastec to rig up baits on those. So I bought them, kind of started to play with them, and then went, I just ain't going to worry about it. Most of my soft plastics can be thrown on just a cheap quarter ounce bullet, and then one of these hooks of whatever size you need for the soft plastic, and just Texas rig and go. Or you could do the, you know, finesse some sort of shaky head on the smaller worms, or even the zinkers on some of them if you wanted to. But you could also just rig up the zinkers on that 3/0 weightless, throw it around, and then once it gets older, then you have to add some sort of weight to get a zinker to go down. Once they start losing their salt, they become fairly buoyant. So anyway, just thought I'd show you guys that. I bought some of these to try different free rig and different. The free rig I don't think is for me. I just like the old school Texas rig. It just works. I don't peg it. I can throw it out anyway. I can do whatever I want with it. As far as throw it out, drag it around in open water, throw it right up in some brush. I just use it like I don't have a flipping pitching setup. I just throw in the smaller one on the 802. Any of the smaller stuff I can throw on the 802 or the 803, but then the 803 or the Super Destroyer for any of the bigger, that I'm going to use the 3/0. And then over here I do have some crazier, bigger type stuff if I wanted to go that big, but usually like all you really need is a 3/0. So yeah. Hello. Yeah. Oh, just over an hour. Time to get out of here. Would like to thank everybody for watching tonight's live stream talking about fireball, chatterbaits, and well, anything in fishing is pretty cool to be talking about, right? Don't get me started on politics. It's one thing I can assure you, boys. I am not on that Epstein list. I can assure you guys. I'm not. So yeah. Thanks for watching. Get out, go bass and bonsai, but whatever you do, make sure you have fun doing it, and stay tuned to see if this dude worked. I'm anxious to try him out. These two, actually, these are not so much. I'll probably just give them a throw here or there, but I'm hoping these get down and dig like our Screaming Thunder Crickets. If you guys don't know what a Screaming Thunder Cricket is, go watch my other videos if this is your first video. But we got some screamers. We got a Screaming Black and Bluegill now too. I'm hoping he does good. I can make another one of that if I needed to, but I probably don't plan on it. This color, this dude's probably going to get, I think I'm going to rig up one of the green pumpkin and orange zinkers and just whatever length I may need on that one. And then this one, I'll probably cut down one of those kamikaze purple, June bug candy swim-ons on this dude. Throw them around along with our Screaming Thunder Crickets. Get those couple of little micro, I call them micro, football bluegills. Probably rig, I think I have June bug, either the bugs or the craw, TRD bugs or craw, and rig those up with those, throw those around along with our baby brush hogs and stuff like that when I do go back out fishing in the heat. Thanks for watching, guys. See you later. I gotta go. It's getting late. I gotta get up at 4:30 in the morning.